After the events of Mad Hatter, Crybaby is sent away to a magical and a mystical school called K-12. She hops on a bright pink school bus with her fellow classmates, while the rest of her class is on edge. She sings about her journeys to the school. The students head off to their first class of the day. Crybaby immediately catches the eye of a boy named Brenda Kelley, a tall blonde girl who likes Brandon. She threatens Crybaby, telling her to stay away from him, or else. Later in class, Crybaby is handed a horrifying note from Kelley, hinting at a fight at recess. Angelita asks Crybaby who gave her the note, to which she replied, Kelley. The pair walk to the playground together to meet up with Brandon. Meanwhile, just over the other side, Kelley is talking with her friends. One of them point out Brandon sitting next to Crybaby. Kelley turns around with anger. She starts pushing people out of the way to get to Crybaby. Brandon jumps up and runs off, while Angelita yells, watch out. While Crybaby turns around, she's hit in the head by Kelley. Kelley continues to beat up Crybaby, while Kelley's friends hold back Angelita, but her eyes go black and Kelley starts levitating, as does Crybaby. Crybaby wraps her long braids around Kelley's neck, choking her. A teacher comes out to stop the fight, and Crybaby puts Kelley down. The principal gets a call on his large, bright red telephone. Crybaby heads back to class. She walks through the doors and finds herself eerily stared at by the whole classroom and the teacher. She wakes up inside the puppet box next to the teacher. She looks up and sees a terrifying hand holding the strings that are connected to her hands and feet. She tries to tell them that she's not a puppet and that she's one of them, or she's trying to tell the teachers to stop controlling her because she's not a puppet to control. She's a human being, just like she. Crybaby awakes from her daydream to her friends asking if she's there. They begin walking to class, but Angelita says that she has a painful stomach ache. She collapses right before their eyes. They look down and see blood on her skirt, and Crybaby is off to drama class. The class is rehearsing a play. The girls start putting on their vintage Victorian-style costumes and getting into place. The boys walk out onto the stage as the girls are ironing the men's clothes. Crybaby speaks out. The class stares at Crybaby. Blue Boy yells food fight and everyone starts throwing food. When the teacher catches Crybaby tied to her desk, she realizes she's in trouble and she tries to scream for help. Her screams only alert the teacher, who tells her to shut up by smacking a ruler on the desk. A nurse walks over to give her an injection, and she's under control once again. The nurses walk over to the door and load Crybaby onto a hospital bed. Angelita is rolled next to Crybaby by the nurses. Angelita and Crybaby get rolled into a room with guards manning all doors. The room is filled with nurses that all look the same. The nurses push their beds over to a big machine. It's time for the school dance. The end.